Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Not feeling wham this morning, you guys. This YouTube mix and not doing what I want it to. That's all right. I'm going to come up with us an awesome playlist just for business meetings. All right. How is everybody this morning?
I'm doing good.
Good. I see
Doing
no
good.
faces. It's very sad. Let's see. There we go. Hey.
Katie said hello. These steroids have me looking like a chipmunk, so I'm just trying not to show my face as much as
Oh my
possible.
goodness. We love your face. Hey, Katie Douglas. All right, we're letting a couple more people in and we will get started. Hi, Sarah. All right, let's see. Hey, Suze, can you see when people pop up? Or do you have to be the host, I wonder? If you see people pop up before I do, let them in.
Yeah, I think I have to be the host. I can't.
Oh, it's okay. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. We are going to start our morning with bucket fills. We previously did Tell Me Something Good, and we're switching to more of a gratitude based situation. So we want to share what you are thankful for, what you have gratitude about. And if it's somebody here in the Market Center that has helped you out or pointed you in the right direction, we definitely want to hear about that and share our appreciation together. So who would like to start us off?
I can.
Okay.
It's kind of cliche, but I'm very thankful for you doing these meetings every week and giving us so much information and having so many great speakers that we can always fulfill ourselves.
I love that. Thank you so much.
I'll go as well. I'm thankful for every single one of you guys, Katie, Shakiro, Vicky, all of y'all have helped me nonstop with every question I have. Ignite was awesome. Just everything you guys, it's like a family, and it's been great. It's helped me in my real estate career. Short time, but I'm doing well. So it's all credited, to you guys helping. And
I appreciate that.
yeah,
That's
you're welcome.
awesome.
Just
We're
to
happy to
piggyback off of Justin, I'm just thankful for the family that we've bonded together. It really feels like a second family. So that's what I'm most grateful for.
Well, I am Jada's aunt, so I mean, there's that. And we so appreciate you guys because that's what we are here for. You can't have a leader if you don't have people that are willing to, I don't want to say follow, but really take your advice and put into practice what you're putting into place. And we're always trying to grow and evolve and make things better for our agents. And so for those of you that are like really engaged and honestly thriving, it's due to you guys deciding to get up every day and participate and engage and be part of the family, because that's what we're here for. So we so appreciate you all. And our top 20% surprise, guys. We had a fun adventure yesterday, myself and one car and Ren, and then Susan and then Dee. We all went about our own little separate ways, and we put about 15 signs in the yard to our top 20%. And it is an honor to be in business with you guys. So let's give a round of applause to the top 20%, guys.
Thank y'all.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all for doing that, being able to find my house and not judging me for my landscaping.
So I hope that we found y'all's houses.
Right. If not, it's for you. If it's in your neighborhood, it's for you.
Yes. If you see it down the street, just get it and take it with you.
Yeah, be like, I'm sorry, that's actually my sign.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was kind of a fun thing. We hope to keep that up and just, keep the momentum going. Those that are in the top, especially this last year, I mean, many of you guys really had to innovate your business, pivot, change things around, match the market, match this, whatever's going on with the pandemic, and just have really succeeded beyond probably if we would have set you up at the beginning of the year and said, hey guys, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. You would have definitely probably delayed. And so, but every obstacle you hit, you just have just succeeded and overcome it. So we are proud to be in business with y'all, and we're proud to show y'all off a little bit to all your neighbors. And we hope that your people in your street are like, oh, wow, I need to connect with them because they are a top producer in their company. So we hope it's a win-win situation for you all, and we're happy to celebrate y'all. And then another thing to celebrate, did you guys see this? Glassdoor does a classification for the best places to work in all industries. We went against like Lululemon, Southwest Airlines, Google, which I hear they have nap rooms. Susan, I know we've been pitching that to Adam. He's not quite for it. I really feel like it would benefit our production to have a napping area. But we, as Keller Williams as a company, won 33. So that's pretty awesome. No other real estate company was above us. So that's pretty phenomenal that we won that. Something to share and put out there if you're looking for people to join us or just share how you enjoy your workplace. And then for anybody looking for training links, if you say, oh my goodness, I see this in Facebook, but maybe the link wasn't shared, it will always be attached to the same link and the same QR code. So we are putting it at the top of our Facebook group every month when the new calendar comes out, so that anytime if you're in Facebook, you should be able to find this and get to where you're looking to go. Ignite, let's see, what session are we on? A day in the life, right? Which has been scheduled from 9 a.m. we're Find Seller Leads, and then a day in the life. And so the Find Seller Leads has been rescheduled from the previous time at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Correct, Shacarol?
Yes, because we have our diversity workshop tomorrow, which I encourage everyone, if you can, to please attend.
That's right. Let's see. Well, I have a couple slides ahead, Shacarol. You jumped
Oh,
in.
I'm sorry. I'm so
I
sorry.
thought better about lining that up. But yes, Ignite. So participate in that if you have the opportunity. And if not, we are recording the sessions and putting them in our YouTube channel. Career Night is coming up Thursday night. Last time we had one on the 7th, we had a really good turnout. And so I really anticipate us having a good turnout this time. We only have 3 people registered though. So please be sure that if you've had somebody that, whether you've sent them to us or it's just been somebody you've had conversations with, you send them this link. This is like a personal invitation. It's free to register. We're just trying to keep up with how many little packets we need to have. And so that's why we have a registration. Plus, in COVID, we just want to be sure we have enough space and everybody is, socially distanced and all that stuff. So,
Sadie, I have a question about that.
Yes, ma'am.
The person that I sent to you, they don't get off until 5:30, and by the time they get there, it'll be 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
What can we do possibly to go more to do, because they want to,
They would probably need to schedule an appointment one-on-one, because if they get here at like 5:45, we're really wrapping up.
Yes.
I leave that 15 minutes at the end basically for questions. And sometimes the questions take longer, but that presentation isn't more than 30 minutes. So we would just schedule a time where they could come in during business hours.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, y'all, I'd like to do one like later at night, but when you're here from like 7:45 to 6 and you're doing all the stuff, you got family business. So we do have to have some time outside of this, but we also have, opportunities to either, I've had people jump on a Zoom during their lunch break and that I can run through everything with them, or we can schedule a time for them to come in. So we do try to accommodate those things, but be sure that you're inviting your people as well. We're inviting them if you send us our contact, but it's always nice to say, oh, hey, yeah, Shacarol's the one that was like telling me about KW. So she's inviting me to this event. All right. And look at this, Susan Sullivan, day one transmitter. You ought to be proud of yourself, girl. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. It is pretty complicated. Susan has a lot of checklists and a lot of things that she's got to buckle up on the end of every month to make sure we transmit on time. And then this one was December. So not only was she finishing our month, but she was finishing our year. So you better be proud of yourself, girl. Getting that done in one day is a big deal. And out of 60 market centers in our region, you can see there's not 60 names here. So not everybody does it. It's not like a participation award. Do you have something for us, Miss MCA?
I do. I just have my reminders to make for sure that you guys submit your commission requests for any upcoming closings. 48 hours after you have a fully signed contract, make sure to submit that commission request. Commission request is separate from compliance request. So you can submit that commission request while you're working on uploading your documents. You may not have all of them, but just go ahead and make for sure that you update that and send that so that we know that there's a closing coming up. I then notify the compliance coordinator that there's a closing, and they can jump in and start working, checking everything. You'll communicate with them if you have any issues with the documents, questions about the documents, and they can let you know what to do in place of. I did used to check, so I can answer your quick questions, but as far as any kind of approval, they'll have the final approval on all the things. So make for sure that you do that. Path to getting paid, if you have any questions or need like a refresher, is this Friday at 10 a.m. So jump on if you have any questions, or there's one part of the process that you're confused about, or you just need a little bit more on. We're open throughout the whole thing. You guys can just ask questions. It's kind of like Q&A as well after we go through all the things. So that's all I got.
Exactly. Awesome. And we're so excited we keep hearing about people with closings and things like that. Just a reminder, if it's been a while that you haven't had one and you maybe are a little bit rusty on that path to getting paid will help you out. And if you're brand new, that's exactly where you want to get started. And as a reminder, kind of in the same vein here, we have our KW Montgomery Agent Google Drive folder. This is something that we started maybe last year. If you are looking for any form, any document, or checklist that we use for compliance, materials for Ignite, our W-9, a referral form, the sign up for a family reunion, our E&O deck sheet, the closing steps, it's all going to be in there. We tried to put things in one place so that you guys could access them like a library at any point in time that you need them. If you're having trouble for some reason accessing this, just reach out to the front office. Now, I will tell you guys, this is something that came up this week, but if you for some reason can't get into the drive because it hasn't been shared with you, it was shared with the email that we have on file on the roster, most of which is your KW. So if you're somebody not using your KW and you're like, I can't find this folder, it's probably because that was shared through the same email that we have on the roster. So check and see what you have on file. And you need to be checking that. I can understand that having multiple emails can get a little, difficult, but you're able to do that. You're able to forward things from one to the other. So just be sure that you know where this is and you know how to utilize it. 99% of our frequently asked questions can be handled inside of here or in one of our trainings is scheduled on rotation. And then if you missed a training, we have it in our KW Montgomery YouTube channel. Since we only have 28 subscribers, I would say a lot of you may not even know we have a YouTube channel. And so this is where all of our now, thanks to COVID, look at that positivity. We have done all of our trainings, 99% of them on Zoom, and we've been able to record them and share them into a YouTube library. And so we have a YouTube channel, KW Montgomery. I typically try to download them and then share them into the Facebook group, but time doesn't always allow that. So it's probably going to the YouTube channel, even if it's not shared into the Facebook group. So if you saw a training coming up and you saw it was on Zoom, I'm going to 99% say that that's going to be in the YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe to it so that you get a notification anytime something is shared. Our weekly business meetings, anytime we have a guest speaker, different things like that. So great resources. And for those of you that joined us this year, last year we had some like phenomenal guest speakers, and there were some classes that were taught by I'm just telling you, top-notch people. You could even go back and check those out just because they were just so great, and I'm glad that we got to record them. All right, Ms. Shacarol Green, our social equity ambassador. She already said this, but if you want to do another plug for this, here is the flyer with some details.
Yes, it's just tomorrow, just a reminder, and I did put it on our Facebook page again this morning as a reminder that we do have our diversity workshop tomorrow from 9 to 11. It's free. And like I always say, I want our market center to stay ahead of the game. I want us to be proactive and not reactive. I want us to be able to come and have conversations and do more things. So I want everyone to listen to it so that we can discuss what we can do in our market center later.
Right. And we are going to have, in addition to our committees, which we'll talk about a little bit later this in this business meeting, but we're going to have a new committee this year, diversity, inclusion, and equity. And Shacarol will be the chair for that. And because she's our regional ambassador and is our connection to the region that's having conversation on the regional level and a national level about how we can be sure that we are acting out our belief that equity opportunities for all. So she's that representation, and she's going to be included and involved in our ALC meetings and then also this committee. So if that's something you're passionate about and look forward to, be checking in with her. I know she's going to be sharing out some details of as things go along, just like this opportunity. But also you can, take the initiative and say, hey, Shacarol, I want in on that.
Mm-hmm.
She will definitely keep you included in the conversation. And we thank you, Shacarol.
You're welcome.
All right, there is a one thing workshop coming up, and I want to share it with you all. James Shaw leads that Facebook group called Pivot Shift Ahead, and we've referenced it a lot. But he also, prior to being that person that we know him as, he was a BOLD coach. He was a shift instructor. So he would go all over the country teaching from the shift book. And he also is, able to teach the one thing. So he's got a virtual workshop coming up, and I want to share with you all about that.
Hey friends, it's James Shaw. Happy New Year. The new year is here, and this is, a year that you've probably been waiting for. 2020 is in the past, 2021 is here, and it's time to move forward. The question is, will anything really be that different? I mean, there is hope that we begin to see the end of the pandemic. A vaccine is out, and that's beginning to get distributed to people. And while I do see some light at the end of the tunnel, it's a really faint light, and it's a really long tunnel. And yet I know for you, you want big things to happen for you in 2021. That's your plan every year, especially this one. And yet, is anything really going to be different? What specific things are going to change for you? And that's why I'm hosting, I think, a workshop that is perfectly timed. We're going to dive into Gary Keller and Jay Papasan's best-selling book, The One Thing. And this talks about how you make sure you get amazing results. There's a line in it that really sticks out to me. It says, what you build today will either empower or restrict you tomorrow. So what are you building today? We're going to dive in, do a deep dive on this book, and look first at the 6 lies that many of us believe that actually hold us back from reaching our goals. And then we're going to talk about how to narrow your focus so you work on the things that matter. That's what's going to make this year different for you. So I invite you to join me, the One Thing Workshop. It's January 26th. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, and you can enroll at onethingworkshop.jamesdshaw.com. We'll spend the day together. It'll be recorded. So if you have to jump in and out and miss any part of it, you can go back and watch it. You'll have access to it for several weeks after the workshop. And it's a great one to share with people you know, because this applies to everybody. Everybody's looking for success in 2021. Everyone's looking to get better. Everyone's looking to figure out how to eliminate the things that hold them back. And that's what we're going to look at. So join me January 26th for the One Thing workshop. We'll see you there. Bye.
Okay, so I'm going to read you guys an excerpt. If you have not seen The One Thing, it's kind of one of our Keller Inc. publications that we reference a lot. It doesn't necessarily have too much to do with real estate. It's really more about focusing what you're doing, and it should be applied to your real estate business. So it was written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, who also wrote A Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Shift, Hold, Invest, all the suite of Keller Williams books that have been published. But let me just, he mentioned the 6 lies, right? So the 6 lies between you and success, and this is what's going to be covered in this workshop, and this is what's covered in this book, The One Thing. 1, everything matters equally. 2, multitasking. 3, a disciplined life. 4, willpower is always on will call. 5, a balanced life. And 6, big is bad. These are the 6 lies that are beliefs that get into our head and become operational principles, driving us the wrong way. Highways that end as bunny trails. Fool's gold that diverts us from the mother lode. If we're going to maximize our potential, we're going to have to make sure we put these lies to bed. So if that's something that's interesting to you, this workshop's coming up. James actually has joined us at the Market Center for a business meeting. He has led many people, and so I really enjoy his teaching style. He did a shift workshop for us, or that we attended last year, and so I'm sure this would be a great investment if it's something that you're interested in. There's also the One Thing podcast. I would just highly recommend, if you're struggling with prioritizing and time management, looking into the One Thing will definitely help put you on the path to being more successful with how you're spending your time. I just highly recommend that. Let's see.
Hey friends, it's James
Does it
Shaw.
to me every time with the
Happy New
videos,
Year.
doesn't it? Okay. Think Like a CEO podcast, season 5 coming soon. If you're into podcasts, Gary Keller started one, I want to say last year or year before last, where he's kind of telling his story, giving his perspective on things, interviewing amazing speakers, and they're really short, 15 to 20 minutes typically, valuable information. So check that out. And then let's see, Sarah, do you have anything for us as far as tech tips or maybe something we need to be checking into?
Sure. Okay, so you know how last week we talked about your Gmail and creating labels and putting everything into a label. One small tip that I thought about that you guys might enjoy, if you don't mind me sharing my screen real quick, Katie.
Always so high maintenance, Sarah. I just
Sorry.
Let's see. All right, go ahead. You should be able to do it now.
Share my Gmail. Okay. So all my labels are over here on the left. What you don't know is once you scroll down here to where it says more, there's a bunch of other labels that what I call archived. You still have access to them, but you can turn labels on and you can turn them off. So these are the ones that I'm still currently working on or working towards or whatever. And whenever I'm done with them, I've closed on them or whatever, you simply go to the right of that folder and click on the 3 dots and you click hide. When you click hide, it will then come down here under the more and be down here in alphabetical order. And the same thing goes. Let's say this house I'm now working on again because the buyers are ready to list it. You can then click on the 3 dots and click show. So that is a good way to always keep up with what is active, what is inactive. So periodically just go through your list and turn folders on and off. That'll also help you keep organized. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Did anybody try to put into practice? There is no try. I apologize for that, bold people. Put into practice what Sarah has kind of brought to the table, even with using the Google Drive, the email labels and things like that. I promise it will help you the more organized you can be, for sure. And then, we're not getting in this to be a hobby. We're getting in this to create a business. And so you want to be as organized and highly proficient and effective as you can. And so create those systems now, because it's not going to get easier later. Right? For those of you that have been in the business a while, it doesn't get like, you just don't get struck with organization later, 10 years down the road. You just end up having a lot of stuff that you're trying to figure out what to do with. So go ahead and just start being organized now. And you never know when somebody's going to go, oh, do you have blah, 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 blah. You can just pull it up really quickly and it's easy peasy. Thank you, Sarah. We have a white screen here. Oh, here it goes. Look at there. There's Josh team. Family reunion's coming up. All right, guys. So we were able to order our first bundle. So there are 15 of us already registered, 16, including myself. And then I know Gerald. So 17 of us already registered. We're in a good group. And so we want to have as many people as possible attend this. It is February 15th through the 18th. The sessions will really run all day. And because it's virtual, it's going to be recorded and you're able to come back to it. So if you're like, man, I really want to attend, but I just can't commit the full 3 days, go ahead and register the bundle price. Well, you don't register, you sign up for the bundle. But here's the deal, guys. If one or two of you are on the fence and you're like, I don't know, I might do the bundle later, you want to go ahead and get the bundle now, put your name down, because if we don't get 15 people, then the people that do want to participate at the $80 discounted price will not be able to do that until there's 15 people. So if you're like, man, I haven't signed up yet, but I really need to go ahead and do that, do not wait. We want to go ahead and get that done. It's kind of a process, getting everybody registered at the same time under this bundle. So we had some kind of troubleshooting issues when we were doing it last week. We worked through those, but we need to go ahead. And if you are deciding that's what you're going to do, your $80 ticket price will come on the next month's bill. So we will let you know once you're registered, and then you will be responsible. It will be added to your bill. It's $80. Right now, the regular ticket is up to $119. They will be increasing that as the weeks go on for that regular ticket. So let's just take advantage of the $80 bundle price. The only way we can do a second bundle, though, again, is if there are 15 people going to do it. So you go ahead and add your name and we'll get the ball rolling, just like we did with the first bundle. This is a great opportunity to invite your co-op agents that you're working with, that maybe you've been sharing like some training and some strategies, some different things that you guys have been talking about. Hey, this is an event you don't want to miss out on. It's $80. And we can add them to the bundle as well as a guest. So plenty of opportunities. I would hate to see there's 2 or 3 people that are thinking, oh man, I'm going to do it one day. We don't know if they're going to stop the bundle prior to family reunion. So it may not be up to the 15th and then you go, oh yeah, I can register. That's not going to work. So go ahead and plan ahead. And here are some examples of what they've got going for the breakouts. Farm your way to the future, new strategies for winning leads. Design your digital consumer experience strategy. Crisis into opportunity, reimagine commercial space for post-COVID world. That sounds like a blockbuster movie. Achieve service excellence, deliver a luxury experience your clients will remember. Seal the deal, win the day with your competing offer. Go further together, turn real estate industry into a force for equity. So this is just like some. They're going to have probably 50 to 60 that you can choose from, that also are just high level masterminding or panelist hosting Q&A sessions with the top of the top in these different categories and just are succeeding at a high level in their niche. And so if you are supercharged and ready to grow in 2021, you do not want to miss this event. Let's see, it says there's going to be more interactivity from MegaCamp was our first digital experience, more breakout sessions, more demonstrations, more game shows, which I've already seen. They're looking like they're going to do an agent feud instead of family feud. They were asking for questions, more networking opportunities, and more of everything. So that's pretty cool. The Script Championship, which is going to play whether you want it to or not, is also going to be, they're crowning the champion there. So that's going to be pretty fun. So this is Josh Team. He is the president of KWRI, and he was interviewed in Outlook. And here's just a couple of snippets of what he said about us. What can agents expect from Keller Williams this year? He said an expanded suite of value offerings for every business type. What's the key to implementing an innovative mindset? And he said the key to seeing innovation through is figuring out how to influence and inspire. And then when thinking about 2020, what word comes to mind? He says gratitude. You can check that out on Outfront. That should be something that you're getting correspondence on coming up. Miss Vicki, are you on the call? Do you have anything you'd like to add to, tell everybody about PC coaching upcoming?
Nothing new since last. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, nothing new since last week. Just to remind everybody that Ignite is still going on Mondays, Wednesday, and Thursday. So just to plug in and get the information that is needed. And I'm just gonna say a lot of what people are asking about, we're covered it on Ignite.
That's right. Take advantage of the training already provided. All right. Thank you, Vicki.
You're welcome.
So I talked about Upfront. I've got 2 articles here that I kind of want to go over, take just a few minutes to go over this morning. One of which just came out beginning of this month was 5 seller objection scripts that win listings. And so I want to go through some of them. At the end of the article, you can download an entire script packet. But let's see who would like to volunteer to kind of participate in this activity. Let's see, I'm looking at you, Sarah and Katie. All right, so here's the objection. I want to price my home higher now because I can always lower it later. How would you guys handle that objection? Some of my seasoned agents.
I completely understand that. And that makes complete sense that you would want to do that. The only problem is if you price it too high, people are just going to overlook it and go to another house that is more reasonable. And if they do decide to look at your house, they're going to end up lowballing you because they know that they can go somewhere else. So instead of them skipping your house and lowballing you, why don't we start at the market value so we don't have to worry about appraisal? We don't have to worry about missing the market. And the longer your house is on the market, the lower interest that people will have in it. So we need to try to get it sold as soon as possible instead of later in the future.
Exactly. Well, and this one really hits what you've hit, this example here, Sarah. I understand that, right? Because you always want to say that. Y'all heard Sarah lead with that. I understand that. You're not going, well, no, you never want to do that because you're going to shut that communication down. I understand that, but there's a difference in between being in the market and on the market. That means we're looking at the data. We're following what the market's doing. You're pushing it all back on market, not opinion. Katie, you got something you want to add to that one, or you want to help with the next one?
I'll help with the next one.
Okay. This one might not be the best. Let's see. Okay, let me skip. I know that the inventory is low, regardless of what you think the property is worth. I want X dollars for it, and that's what I will be getting.
Well, Katie, I can certainly understand that. And I want you to understand that I don't set the price of your house. The market sets the price of your house. So it's what a buyer is willing to pay, what a seller is willing to take, and what a lender is willing to lend. So my job is to get you the highest price in the shortest amount of time. And so it's been my experience, if you set it at market or a little bit below, then that will create a frenzy around your house. And knowing that there's less inventory on the market, you have one house, there's only one house in Prattville with a swimming pool and a bonus room. And so what we really want to do is we want to create as much interest as we possibly can so that we can get an offer. And then that would be the path to getting you the most money in the shortest amount of time.
I love it. And this example says, if you're too high, it's going to sit and you're going to miss the market. If the market perceives it as good value and priced really well, you're going to capture the broadest audience and the market is going to bid up to where we want it to be. That's basically the same. Oh, I like this line. It's just like how the water seeks its level. So you want to come up, not start up and go down. And that way, when you do it accurately to the market, or just like Katie says, it's slightly below, you're going to create that energy and not only maybe get one offer, but multiple. And so you just want to price it with the market. Y'all saw how Katie said, I understand. And she was very knowledgeable, but she just very stated the facts, not like, well, Katie, I think that you're being ridiculous. She did not lead with that.
I love how she said that I don't set the price, the market sets the price.
Right. And the other thing is it's really important that when you're setting the price for a house, you don't just use comparables that an appraiser might use. I always explain to people, I've taken a class on appraising. I do understand it. I'm not a licensed appraiser, but my job is to know what the value of your home is, that we all use the same system, and that when you know what the market is. So for example, I listed a house last week and I really wasn't expecting this. I mean, I knew the house would sell quickly, but the caveat was that my sellers will not move until April the 15th. And they wanted to go ahead and put it on the market. And I thought that, it may not get some showings right away because people might not want to wait until April the 15th to move. But I got an offer on it the first day, and the agent that sent me the offer wanted to give me pushback on it. And she's like, but she was asking for an astronomical amount in closing costs. And I knew that was the only house on the market in Prattville with the swimming pool, with 4 real bedrooms, a bonus room, and a Florida room. And so I came back to her with that. So knowing what is currently on the market, because the agent that you're talking to may not have a clue what's going on. Mm-hmm. And so, I even had some Montgomery agents call me and they were kind of like, you already have a contract on it? Like, yeah, yesterday. So I think that not only helps you in knowing how to price your properties, but also lets the other agent know that you know exactly what you're saying, and they may not have done their homework, but if you can give them the statistics of, hey, I know I've got the only one. Mm-hmm. So if they're looking for a swimming pool with a bonus room, with a Florida room, with 4 bedrooms, this is the only one they're going to get. They can use that when they go back to their client, and they're probably going to up their game a little bit. So it's real important to know the statistics around where you're pricing your house, because if you know if they're only one, then you can be really confident with your sellers as well.
Exactly. You know what you have and the value that it holds, exactly what you're marketing. You're not just listing it and putting it on the market, right? You're not just putting it in MLS. There's so much more than that. All right. So, hey, Shacarol, I have a feeling you can take this one. You're great, but we need an agent with a bit more experience to sell our home.
Well, Katie, I understand that most people want people with experience, but I have access to those people as well. Not only do I have access, I'm hungry for it. I'm going to do what it takes to get your home sold. I have the same technology that the ones that with experience have. I have the same training that they have, and they are at the tips of my fingers.
All right. Well, what about, propping into that also, Shakira, I would add what your value is, right? You're hungry for it, the training that you've had, the technology that you've had, but this is how I'm going to sell your home. And I know what the market's doing. That was phenomenal. And bravo. I just put you totally on the spot.
You did.
Okay, so this is what Jason Abrams says. He says, truthfully, the experience breaks down to truly understanding your needs. See, because it's not about what I am, it's about what you need.
Got it.
You see, I need to know why you want to move. That's most important. I need to understand why you think certain parts of it are most important to you. This is to say that maybe the price is most important, or maybe having the easiest way of showing it is most important. Maybe it's having the smoothest closing or the fastest closing. You're going to tell me these things. The next thing that I'm going to do is present you with a plan of how I think we can accomplish those things. You see, when you tell me that you're not 100% sure I have enough experience, I think you're saying, I don't really feel comfortable yet that you're the right person to shepherd me through this process. And that's fair. What I'd like to do is spend the next 20 minutes convincing you otherwise, because after all, it isn't about my experience, it's about yours. Boom, Jason Abrams, because it ain't about me. And that's what they're expecting you to say, right? Oh, well, but, oh yeah, you're right. I'm not that experienced. You're kind of expecting you to like back off of that. But when you're like, well, actually, Shakira, it's about you and your needs as a seller and you getting your home on the market. Where is it you want to go? And you go back into that, what we teach in Ignite, what we teach in Bold. What is their motivation, right? What is it they want to achieve?
The other thing is you got to know your value proposition. You got to know the value that you bring to the table.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And what exactly, and even, Shakira, I would have said, not that I have access to those people, but I am in alignment with those people. Those people, it's not, and then don't put it on those people. I'm with the, best trained company and I've been, put on a path to success. And here's what we can do for you. Let me tell you a little bit about how we're going to sell your home ahead of the market and get you the most money possible. I mean, just very sure and confident. Because when you start talking about all that and then they say, oh, well, I want to interview more people. That's great, because you know that when you walk out of that room, they're going to interview other agents and they're not going to have the value that you have. They're not going to have the technology. They're not going to have the training and they're not going to reference it. They're probably going to be like, yeah, we can sell your home for whatever you want to, right? It's going to make a difference. All right, one more. Why do I have to sell a buyer agreement? My friend's a realtor and she didn't ask me to do that. Who wants to jump on that one?
This is something that every realtor is eventually going to get you to sign, whether that you sign it up front or later on in the process. It is just an agreement between you and I that I agree to work for you, your best interests, and help you through the entire process and keep everything confidential. It is also a commitment that you agree to work with me and me only to help you through that process. And so basically it's a commitment from both of us. And that is why I'm asking you to sign this so that we can both be on the same page and agree to work together through this whole process.
I love that. So Sven Anderson is the one that did this, this kind of objection here. It says, I completely appreciate that you may not want to sign a contract. However, that you know that most every seasoned professional signs a contract with you. From attorneys to accountants, they all have contracts in place. That's extremely important because it allows us to be able to support you and actually allocate our time and effort to be able to serve our clients the best we can. Without a contract, it doesn't mean much. There are other clients that have asked me to work in this fashion, but I've declined it because my value proposition to them is so strong with our consistent communication, as well as proven process for listing and getting houses sold. So whether you're considering trying to do this on your own or without a contract, I would advise that you try not to think that way, because with the right professional in the field, whether you're looking in, you're going to pay for it now, or you're going to pay for it later. So make sure that you have that contract. Just like Sarah said, you're going to sign it eventually when you're working with a realtor, right? As part of the compliance. So let's go ahead and get this agreement together and so that we can become on the same page. So hope you guys enjoyed that. It was kind of a pop quiz scripting this morning, yet I like kind of hitting you guys with what you're naturally going to say. And I think that we can learn from that and hearing others' natural styles instead of me just reading off the paper. All right, who's on Clubhouse? Let's see. It's been something that I've been talking about lately, and I'm pretty excited about it. Outfront did an article on what it is. So, in a nutshell, what is Clubhouse? One, right now it's in the beta processes, so it's only on iPhone. It is invitation only. Although, if you don't have an invitation, what you can do is go ahead, download the app, and register your username. And when you do, people that you're in their contacts, it should show them that you're on the wait list because they have your contacts downloaded, and that say they have my contacts downloaded, and they'll show your name at the top and say, hey, do you want to let Shaquille Green in? Hey, do you want to let Katie Douglas in? And then that person can let you in. And so they kind of dole out invitations based on your participation in the platform. It's really kind of like a network-based voice chat room. So opposed to Zoom, it's completely just audio, and you get on there and say, for example, I've seen people going 2021 home buying goals, let's talk strategy. And so it would be 2 or 3 realtors, maybe 1 realtor hosting this room, and they're the really only one that can speak, but they're inviting people to come in and tell them about how to become a home buyer in 2021. Or, hey, agent to agent referrals. I'm going to tell you how I have built a referral company to other agents, a referral business to other agents, and that I can grow my business through that. And this is how I do that. And so it's been really good for networking. You basically set yourself up a bio, and then you can connect you can only connect Twitter and Instagram at this time. So somebody could say, follow you and maybe ask you some questions. I do anticipate this evolving into something a little more, but for now it's kind of like we used to hold home buying seminars or home staging seminars, different kind of seminars. This is completely audio, and it connects people from all over. So you can kind of learn from them, or you can lead some rooms yourself, but it goes from topics from health to real estate to investing to fashion. There are celebrities. I'm just kind of looking at through the lens of how we could use it as real estate professionals and following people and seeing what they've got going on. It's pretty neat. Yet anyone you invite or welcome in, they're going to be associated with your profile. So if you just put like a mass invitation out there, although right now they're only giving out a couple at a time, be wary of who you invite and make sure that they're also high level professionals, because if someone gets on there under your nomination or invitation, starts acting fishy or being rude or anything like that, you also will be flagged. So they're kind of keeping it, like a real club. But it's interesting, definitely interesting. Anybody else on there and want to give feedback? Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead.
Hey everybody, I'm also on Clubhouse, and I've learned so much. There's so many rooms that you can go into, not just for real estate growth, but also personal growth. And I feel like the personal growth that I'm making, it's helping me in real estate to help me be more assertive in what I do in real estate. So I'm really excited. And I've already made a lot of connections because I was able to get a referral to make a referral where I get 25% from them.
Yeah, that's
someone
great.
in Detroit. So I'll be turning that paperwork into you today. I'm sorry. Do I turn it into you, Katie?
No, you'll put that in with Susan. Send her an email that you'll be expecting a closing as you get closer to that. But that referral form and everything is in
the form. It's just the form right now. So
yeah, you'll just wait till it gets closer to it and then submit that to Susan so she can be on the lookout for it to come in the mail.
That'll work. Thank you. But it's definitely an asset. And if anyone needs an invite, I think I have 3 right now. So
I
let me know.
just woke up yesterday with 3 as well. So we got 3 only for iPhone users though. I hate to say that. I didn't create that rule, but I did try to invite somebody that was not, and they're like, I can't do anything with it. So I don't know what that looks like in the future for people that are on Android, but it is very, very, very neat. It's kind of like listening to a podcast that you could say, oh, hey, what did you mean about this? Or, hey, what do you do about that? You just raise your hand and they kind of bring you on stage, which is really, they just allow you to be unmuted and talk. So I was kind of leery at first because I was like, oh my gosh, can they hear my child screaming in the background as I'm listening? But they cannot hear you unless you're on stage. Anyway, just a new thing to be looking into. And for anybody that wants one, put it in the Facebook group. I think me and Cherie, and I know there's a couple of other people on there that may have some invitations. We'll do our best to make sure everybody's covered. Miss Jimmy Ann, are you here? And do you have any announcements? I see her name. Let's see. All right. Well, I know she's got a contract class today at 1:30. That will be held in the PC room due to the fact that we are packing up, getting ready to move. And so we kind of got the training room as our organization station now. And so that contract class will be in the PC room. And then also it's going to be via Zoom. So if you can't attend in person, you really need to attend one of these, guys. If you have not attended one, I would say in the last 3 months, please make sure you're trying to do this quarterly. Until you feel like you could teach the contract class, you need to be attending the contract class. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that you guys are trained at a high level and you know exactly what you need to do in the writing the contract, doing the listening agreement, preparing the offer, all of that. Jimmy Ann is there for you, and she is teaching these classes on rotation for you all. Another announcement is MAR dues are due. Let's see, the 21st. Is that Friday? Let's see. No, that's Thursday. Thursday. So please make sure if you have not already paid your MAR dues, you do that. Don't wait till the 21st. The website's going to go down. Your card's going to have something go on, and it's going to be last minute, and you're going to, be in trouble. So go ahead and prepare and handle that today if you have not already. Okay. And then we have our very first 2021 ALC meeting today at 11 o'clock. We are excited to work through our plan for all that we're going to accomplish this year in Q1. And we have a lot of great things to talk about. And so we're excited. These meetings are open. I do want to say, again, we're going to be probably using the PC room because the training room is full of stuff. And you guys are welcome to attend. Yet if you are not on the ALC, you're there to just listen and not vote on anything or give any feedback or present anything. We follow a strict agenda. If there's something that you feel is necessary to be brought to the agenda, it needs to be brought to an ALC member or myself prior to our next upcoming ALC meeting so we can add it to the agenda and have a discussion on it. So we do follow that just like a board does. You guys are welcome to attend though, because we are transparent and we share, it's not anything secretive that's talked about. It's just we're following a strict agenda and everything is planned out ahead of time. And then on the 26th, we will be having our virtual committee fair. So if you want to hear about what committees we have coming up in 2021, how the meetings are going to go, how you're going to get engaged, we have the fair coming up during our business meeting. So we'll be hearing from the committee chairs and what they plan on doing this year, what they're excited about seeing happen, and how you can participate. So please mark your calendar for the 26th to join us. And then that's all I have today. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Does anybody have anything they need to add before we go? All right. Well, y'all have a great day and we'll see you soon. Okay. Congratulations, our top 20%.